I'm Kim. I decided to record a basic flow yoga video. I've been wanting to start my own YouTube channel with some yoga videos just to kind of share yoga and all of that goodness with everyone. So I'm out in the woods at our cabin today, looking pretty gross, and there's lots of bugs out here. But I figured I'd do like a 30-minute flow. And I'm going to go home and try to upload it later. So hopefully anybody who's looking for a quick 30-minute basic like power yoga flow can enjoy, a quick short practice. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and start on your mat in child's pose. So big toes touching, knees together or spread wide. Palms pressing into your mat. And just breathing here. Taking a moment to set an intention for your practice. Trying to let go of any thoughts of the day. Settling in. So big breath in, filling up with air, expanding through the ribs and back ribs. And then a long exhale out, just emptying out completely. So big breath in, filling up. Long exhale out, just letting go. Big breath in, fill up, expand through your back ribs. Exhale it all out. We'll go ahead and slowly make our way up to our hands and knees. So stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. We'll take a few rounds of our cat-cows, so we'll inhale our crown to the front, tail to the back. Exhale, round your back, push out all of the air. So inhale to your cow. Exhale to your cat. So just taking a few rounds of each, moving with your breath. So just inhaling and exhaling through the nose, warming up our spine. After one more round of each, we'll make our way back to a neutral spine, neutral position. And we'll come in to our extended puppy pose. So walk your palms toward the top of your mat. Spread your fingers wide. Relax your chest toward your mat. Reach your tail to the sky. So just breathing here, feeling your chest expand with each breath. And then we'll slowly make our way back up to our hands and knees. So we'll take a few hip rolls to the right. So getting out any snaps, crackles, and pops. And then switch directions, just taking a few hip rolls to the left. We'll go ahead and make our way back to our hands and knees, and then press back to our first downward facing dog. So we want our feet about hip width apart, heels pressing toward your mat. Fingers spread wide, pressing into the palms. Melt your chest toward your thighs. Reach your tail to the sky. Take a nice deep bend in your right knee. Press your left heel toward the mat. Bend your left knee. Press your right heel toward the mat. And then just walk out your dog. So bending one knee and then the other. Maybe shaking your head yes or no. Maybe swaying into your hips if that feels good to you. Reach your tail to the sky. We'll reach that left leg to the sky, bend our knee, peel open our hip. Try to press equally into both palms, keeping your shoulders square to the top of your mat. And then again, taking any movements that feel good to you, maybe rolling out your ankle. We'll reach that left leg to the sky. Release left foot to meet right. We'll reach that right leg to the sky, bend your knee, peel open your hip. Maybe rolling out that ankle, Trying to keep those shoulders square to the top of your mat. We'll release right foot to meet left. Tiptoe our feet toward the top of our mat. So heel toe our feet to the outer edges, grabbing opposite elbows, and coming into our ragdoll. So just relaxing your head and neck, maybe swaying from side to side. If you want a more restorative pose, you can bend your knees and relax your belly onto your thighs. So just checking in and finding that sweet spot for you. We'll go ahead and release our hands. Heel toe our feet back to about hip width apart. So we'll inhale, halfway lift, pull that back nice and flat. Exhale, take a nice deep forward fold. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Maybe making a connection overhead, engaging the core, rooting through the feet, and then let those elbows just fall out. We'll exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and then step back to our high push-up. So we want shoulders over wrists, pressing into the tops of the feet. We'll exhale to low, so bend those elbows, hug them into your ribs. Inhale to upward facing dog, so pressing into the tops of the feet, engaging the legs. And then press back to your downward facing dog. So we'll take 3 rounds of our sun A's, moving with our breath. We'll walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. So one more round, walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. So just breathing here. Coming back to your breath. Coming back to your intention. Take a big breath in, rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press your heels toward the mat. So inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels toward the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels down. We'll bend our knees, gaze between our thumbs, walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We'll sink down to our chair pose. So we'll sink our weight toward our heels. Maybe peeking down, checking to see that you can see all 10 toes. Tuck that tail, suck that belly button up and in. So just breathing here. Maybe relaxing the shoulders down the back. We'll go ahead and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Reach that right leg to the sky. Step through. Rise up to your warrior one. So you want that right knee over that right ankle. Back foot pointing toward about 10 o'clock. And then just squaring your hips, squaring your shoulders toward the top of your mat. So press into those outer edges of the feet. Breathing here, maybe making a connection overhead. Maybe pulling the biceps toward the ears. So nice, deep belly breaths. We'll go ahead and release our hands behind our lower back. So interlace fingers, press those fists down, shine our heart, and then come into our humble warrior. So right shoulder toward that right thigh. Let those arms fall forward. Relax your head and neck. And just begin to let any stress, any tension, roll off your neck and back. So inhaling and exhaling through the nose. We'll release our hands, step back to our high push-up. Rinse through. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. And exhale to down. We'll reach that left leg to the sky. Step through. Rise up to our warrior one. So left knee over that left ankle. That right foot pointing toward about 2 o'clock. So trying to press into those outer edges of the feet. Trying to square those hips to the top of the mat. Maybe relaxing the shoulders. Maybe making that connection overhead. And just pulling our biceps toward our ears. So breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose, so focusing on the breath and just trying to let any thoughts just float away. We'll release our hands to our lower back, maybe interlace fingers the opposite way. Press those fists down, shine the heart. Left shoulder toward that left thigh. So letting those arms fall forward, relaxing the head and neck, and just breathing here. So again, just trying to let go, trying to let that stress, let that tension just pour off, and just leaving it on your mat. We'll release our hands, step back to our high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. And exhale to down. So we'll take 2 more rounds of our sun bees, moving with our breath. Always knowing you can skip the flow and meet in downward facing dog or take child's pose. We'll walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink down to your chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Reach that right leg to the sky. Step through, reach and rise, warrior one. Hands to your mat. Step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Left leg to the sky. Step through, rise up, warrior one. Hands to your mat. Step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Walk, step, float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink down to your chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Right leg to the sky. Step through, reach reach and rise, warrior one. Hands to our mat, step back to your high push-up, exhale to low, inhale to up, exhale to down. Left leg to the sky, step through, rise up, warrior one. Hands to your mat, step back to your high push-up, exhale to low, inhale to up, exhale to down. So just breathing here, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. So just focusing on our breath, coming back to our intention, taking any movements that feel good to you. Maybe pedaling out your feet, maybe shaking your head yes or no. Take a big breath in, rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press your heels toward the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels down. Go ahead and drop your knees to your mat. Come into your child's pose for just a moment. So just taking a moment to come back to your intention, back to your breath. You can roll that forehead from side to side if that feels good. Spread your fingers, press into your palms. Maybe engaging those arms. And just checking in, seeing where you are. Maybe checking in, seeing if there's any places that are still holding some tension. Just trying to send the breath there and just trying to let go. So just breathing here, inhaling and exhaling and focusing on your breath. So big breath in, fill up, expand through the ribs and back ribs. And then exhale it all out, just letting go. We'll go ahead and make our way back into our downward facing dog. We'll step that right foot forward, keeping our feet on two separate planes. We'll rise up to our crescent lunge, so press into the ball of that back foot. Right knee over that right ankle. We'll take a gentle twist to the right, so left arm to the front, right arm to the back. Really pull in those opposite directions. Spread those fingertips wide. We'll release hands to heart center. Left elbow to the outside of that right leg. So press into those palms. Stack our elbows, our wrists, and shoulders. Maybe opening up to fly. We'll release that right hand, step back to our high push-up, pause here. We'll roll our heels to the right and come into our side plank. So you can always drop that right knee, stagger or stack your feet. Reach that left hip to the sky. We'll come back to our high push-up. Bend that left leg, left toes to the right side of your mat, coming into your wild thing. So lifting those hips. We'll come back to our high push-up. Go ahead and exhale all the way onto your belly. We'll bring our arms out to a T, right cheek on our mat. Bend our left leg, left toes coming to the right side of our mat. So just breathing here, any slight adjustments with that left knee can make a big difference in that right shoulder. We'll come back to center, left cheek on our mat. Bend that right leg, right toes to the left side. We'll come back to center. Bring our hands under our shoulders. Press into our toes. Press up to your high push-up. and back to your downward facing dog. So keeping those feet on those two separate planes, we'll step that left foot forward and rise up to our crescent lunge. So back leg nice and long. And we'll take our gentle twist. So right arm to the front, left arm to the back. Reach those fingers in opposite directions. And then bringing hands to heart center, right elbow to the outside of that left leg. So press into those palms, peel that top shoulder open. Maybe opening up to fly. I'm getting attacked by like tiny little bugs right now. We'll come back to our high push-up. Step back, roll our heels to the left, coming into our side plank. So again, coming into whatever variation feels good to you, reaching that right hip up. We'll come back to our high push-up. Exhale onto our belly. So we'll relax, arms by our sides. Set up for our locust pose. So we want to zip legs together. And lift the chest, lift the legs. Palms down, pinky squeezing in. Head and neck, a natural extension of your body. We'll go ahead and release our right cheek to the mat. And we'll come back up into our locust pose. So lift our legs, maybe lifting our chest, maybe interlacing fingers behind the back. So remembering to breathe here. And then releasing our left cheek on our mat. We'll bring our hands under our shoulders, tuck our toes, press up to our high push-up, back to our downward facing dog. We'll bend our knees, gaze between our thumbs, walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And we'll sink down to our chair. So big toes touching, sinking into our heels. Tucking that tail, sucking that belly button up and in. We'll release hands to heart center and twist to the right. So left elbow to the outside of that right leg. Press into those palms, sink into our seat. Maybe opening up to fly. Trying to keep those hips tracking forward, trying to keep those knees in line. We'll go ahead and exhale, let it go, forward fold. Heel toe your feet to the outer edges of your mat. We'll take peace fingers around big toes. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. So let it go. Try to relax your head and neck just a little bit more. Letting anything that no longer serves you just roll off your neck and back and shoulders. Just leaving it on your mat, creating some space for something new. We'll release our hands, turn our heels in, toes out, so sinking down to our Buddha squat. So hands to heart center, maybe pressing those elbows into the legs. Just breathing here. We'll go ahead and release our hands. Exhale, forward fold. Heel toe those feet to about hip width apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And we'll sink back to our chair. So heels touching, tuck that tail, sink down, reach that chest up. Hands to heart center, and we'll twist to the left. So right elbow to the outside of that left leg. So pressing into those palms, sinking into our heels, lifting our chest, maybe opening up to fly. Breathing here. One more inhale. On our exhale, let go, forward fold. We'll heel toe our feet to the outer edges of our mat and coming into our gorilla pose. So palms up, fingers face back, toes meet wrists. Inhale, halfway lift, pull it back flat. Exhale, let it go. Forward fold. So let go of your head and neck and shoulders. You can work in flexibility by pulling yourself closer to your legs. You can take that more restorative pose by bending your knees. You can take any movements that feel good to you here. We'll release our hands, turn our heels and toes out, so sink back to our Buddha squat. Hands to heart center, press into those legs. Or if you want to fly your crow, maybe planting your hands, spread your fingers wide. Maybe rocking front to back, from heel to toe. Maybe lifting one foot and counting to 5. Or maybe lifting both. So sucking that belly button up and in, rounded cat back. If you're in crow, find your way back to your Buddha squat. We'll release our hands, exhale, forward fold. Heel toe our feet back to about hip width apart. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and we'll rinse through. So step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to our downward facing dog. Maybe just taking a moment to notice how this downward facing dog feels compared to the one at the beginning. Go ahead and drop your knees, cross your ankles, and we'll make our way into a seated position on our mat. So legs nice and long. We'll inhale our arms to the sky, flexing our feet, exhale, forward fold. So just breathing here. Maybe trying to get a little bit farther with each exhale. We'll come back up to our seated position. So right foot to the outside of that left leg, sit up nice and tall, flex that foot, twist to the right. Maybe gazing over that shoulder. So using this arm to push against the leg, trying to get a little deeper into the twist. We'll come back to center, right leg nice and long, left foot to the outside of the right leg, and then twist to the left. So again, using this arm for leverage, flexing that extended leg, flexing that foot, and just breathing here. We'll come back to center. Go ahead and make your way onto your back. So feet about hip width apart. We're going to press into our feet, into our shoulders, lift our hips, lift our thighs. So just breathing here. Head and neck nice and neutral. And then slowly releasing back to our mat. So one more time, press into our feet, lift our hips, lift our thighs. Slowly releasing back to our mat. We'll bring that right ankle to the top of our left leg and then hug that left knee in. So just letting any tension pour out of that right hip. You can point or flex your feet and just finding that sweet spot for you. We'll go ahead and release our feet, switch sides. So left ankle to the top of that right leg. And then hug that right knee into your chest. Again, pointing or flexing your feet. Letting that tension just pour out. Letting it float away. We'll extend that left leg nice and long. Hug your right knee to your chest. Pull it over to the left side of your body. So keeping a connection with your shoulders to the mat. come back to center and switch legs. So hug that left knee in, pull over to the right side. Trying to press those shoulders into our mat. Trying to let any toxins just pull out of the body. We'll come back to center. You can relax your arms by your sides. Reach your feet up to the sky. So wiggle your toes, maybe wiggle your fingers. You can roll out your wrists and ankles. And then we'll curl up into a tight little ball. So give yourself a great big hug. Squeeze your fingers, squeeze your toes, squeeze all of the muscles in your face and body. Let go of any last bits of tension. And then coming into your final resting pose. So just breathing here, melting into your mat, sealing in your practice. And whenever you're ready, you can roll over onto the right side of your body. So just pausing in a fetal position. Maybe thanking yourself for coming to your mat, to your practice today. We'll slowly make our way into an easy seated posture. We'll bring hands to heart center. The light within me honors the light, love, and peace within you. And together we'll bow forward and say, Namaste. Yay! All right, thank you so much. I hope you had a great, quick 30-minute practice. Thank you for coming to your mat, sharing your practice with me. Have an awesome rest of your day or night. Namaste.